Hello and welcome to my channel, The Flamenco Coach. I'm Belinda Ratamal. My mission is to help teach other dancers how to dance flamenco easily. Except for today. This video is going to be a little bit different. I realized I love flamenco and just about anything to do with Spain, and it occurred to me that you might too. And one of those things that I have always enjoyed is learning the Spanish language. So it's been a lifelong passion and journey of mine to become fluent in Spanish, and I'm still not yet, but I think I'm not far off. And I would be willing to bet that some of you are also keen on learning how to speak Spanish, or even just to understand it a bit more. And one of the reasons for that would be it's great to be able to understand what some of the flamenco dancers are saying. If we were to go perhaps to Spain and take classes, you would want to know what the teacher is saying to you. And also what I have found is there's so many cool videos on YouTube and online that it would be nice to know what they're talking about. And that is my intention with this series, is when I come across some inspirational clips on YouTube or online, is to share them with you and have a little bit of fun along the way. If this sounds interesting to you, I hope you enjoy the video. If not, that's okay. I will still be posting dancing videos. And if you're just keen to understand what the flamenco dancers are talking about, just skip to the end of the video. I'll be putting the timestamps below, and there'll be a clip of the whole video with the English translation that you can jump to if you prefer that. The flow of the video will be, I will share with you the video clip first with the Spanish subtitles so you can listen and read along. Next, I'll take it scene by scene, just one sentence or two at a time. We'll look at some of the words and the phrases, and I'll share with you a little bit of my insights and how I think it might translate. I did ask my dad, who's a native Spanish speaker. He's from Spain, born in Seville. So I had him on hand to help me out. And yeah, so if there were a couple of bits where I wasn't sure, I did ask his opinion. So I'm fairly certain that I've got the translation down, but if you have a different interpretation, please do let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to learn something new or take on board another opinion. We're always just looking at things from our own frame of reference, our own perception. So if you think she meant something slightly different, I'm happy to hear it. After we've looked at the clip scene by scene, I'll then play it back in full along with the Spanish subtitles and the English translation so you can watch it in full. Let's take a look at the first video clip I want to share with you. It's with Lupi. She's being interviewed on Podcast Benefico, and I will put the link in the video description below as well as on the screen so you know exactly where to find the clip that I'm taking this video from. And she shares a little bit of insight about how she feels before going out on stage and what she does to manage that. And I really love how she shares so honestly how she feels a little bit nervous sometimes before going out on stage, because that made me feel better about myself, because I too feel nervous before dancing on stage. And I didn't think it was just me, but I did think that the more talent you have or the more experience, that you're not going to feel nervous. So it does give me some comfort to know that it doesn't matter how much talent you have, you can still feel nervous, and it's really all just a mindset thing. And if you can work on your mindset, you can get over your nerves, and that is exactly what Lupi has done, and she'll be sharing it in this little clip. Let's have a look.
Porque yo me pongo muy nerviosa. Yo antes de salir ya estoy aprendiéndolo, ¿no? A organizar, yo organizo mis propias energías, mis miedos, pero me pongo nerviosa.
¿Tienes algún ritual así, algo que siempre haces cuando vas a salir en alguna actuación, algún concierto, en algo que tú dices, yo tengo que hacer esto y lo tengo que hacer bien? ¿Hay algo que te dé seguridad?
Bueno, respiro, me tranquilizo, y el movimiento con el que inicio lo hago repetitivamente muchísimas veces. Muchas veces antes de salir. Para que cuando lo hago, lo expreso, ya tiene una naturalidad y lo hago como estar en casa, ¿no? También es muy raro que salga del teatro, entro a las 10 del teatro y hasta la función yo no salgo, se van todos a comer, yo no salgo, estoy tendida en el suelo del escenario. Todo es sentir mi hábitat, para cuando baile sentir ese lugar como tu casa.
¿Hay algún sitio donde tú hayas bailado que hayas sentido algo especial, algo superior.
Mira, ahora me ha pasado en Jerez.
Anda.
Sí, fíjate, en el último festival de Jerez es la tercera vez que he ido y las dos primeras no las disfruté. Absolutamente no disfruté nada. Me pudo la responsabilidad y el miedo. Y esta vez estaba súper feliz, comí al mediodía, que nunca como, se sorprendieron todos, me empoderé antes de salir y disfruté muchísimo. Y digo, yo no sé cómo se ve desde fuera, pero hoy me voy a dar el permiso de ser feliz bailando. Y me sentí muy bien. Fui, por fin, ya estoy con la edad, ¿eh?
Hombre.
Ya va diciendo, mira, tú estás ahí para verme. Pues si te gustó bien, si no te gustó, pues también. Porque yo me pongo muy nerviosa. Yo
Madre
antes de
mía.
salir,
Hear what La Lupi says, and I'm just going to be reading it off my screen behind. ¿Por qué yo me pongo muy nerviosa? Yo antes de salir. So she says she feels very nervous before going out on stage. Me pongo muy nerviosa. Me pongo means I put on, and it comes from the verb poner, meaning to put. In this context though, to say me pongo muy nerviosa, it's putting on those nervous feelings, so she's feeling nervous. That's how I take it to mean. And then she says, yo antes de salir. Antes de salir means before going out. So antes de means before, prior to, salir meaning to leave, go, or come out. So she starts to feel nervous before going out on stage.
porque yo me pongo muy nerviosa. Yo
Madre
antes de
mía.
salir ya estoy aprendiéndolo, ¿no? A organizar, yo organizo mis propias energías, mis miedos, pero me pongo nerviosa.
Ya estoy aprendiéndolo. Aprendiéndolo means learning it. Coming from the verb aprender, meaning to learn. So she's saying she is learning, no. A organizar, to organize. Yo organizo mis propias energías. So she's learning to organize her own energies. Probably doesn't really mean organize, more like align or manage. I asked my dad this one. He agreed. Organizo usually means to organize, so this just might be a contextual thing or a colloquial thing to say. Mis miedos, her fears, so she's managing her fears. She's learning to do this. Pero me pongo a poner nervioso, but I start to get nervous. Me pongo a poner means I'm going to put on, indicating that she's starting to feel nervous.
Ya estoy aprendiéndolo, ¿no? A organizar, yo organizo mis propias energías, mis miedos, pero me pongo nerviosa.
¿Tienes algún ritual así, algo que siempre haces cuando vas a salir en alguna actuación, algún concierto, en algo que tú dices, yo tengo que hacer esto y lo tengo que hacer bien? ¿Hay algo que
Bueno.
te dé seguridad?
Here the interviewer is asking La Lupi if she has any rituals or things that she does before going out to help her feel a bit better. ¿Tienes algún ritual? So do you have any rituals? Así algo que siempre haces. Siempre haces meaning you always do. Cuando vas a salir en alguna actuación, whenever you go out to perform, algún concierto, to any concert. En algo meaning something, en algo que tú dices, anything that you say to yourself. He says toca hacer, and then he rephrases it, tú te toca hacer bien. Something that you might say to yourself, I need to do this, like little rituals so that things go well. That's how I interpreted it. Hay algo que te dé seguridad. Te dé meaning it gives you. And seguridad, security. So is there something that gives you a sense of security?
¿Tienes algún ritual así, algo que siempre haces cuando vas a salir en alguna actuación, algún concierto, en algo que tú dices, yo tengo que hacer esto y lo tengo que hacer bien? ¿Hay algo que
Bueno.
te dé seguridad?
Bueno, respiro, me tranquilizo.
La Lupi answers, bueno, respiro, me tranquilizo. Bueno just means, what usually means good, but in this case it's saying well. Respiro, I breathe, me tranquilizo, she relaxes, she calms down.
Bueno, respiro, me tranquilizo y el movimiento con el que inicio,
Y el movimiento con el que inicio, what she's referring here is to the steps that she starts to dance with.
y el movimiento con el que inicio lo hago repetitivamente muchísimas veces. Muchas veces antes de salir.
Lo hago repetidamente, muchísimas veces. Lo hago meaning I do them, from the verb hacer, meaning to do. Hago is I do, and then she does them repeatedly, so many times over. Muchísimas veces. Muchísimas meaning very many. And then she goes on to say muchas veces. So she's emphasizing that she really does do these movements over and over quite a bit. Antes de salir, before she goes out on stage. So this is good to know, because if you're not sure whether you should be practicing your moves, take it from La Lupi. It's a good idea to practice your moves many times, muchas veces.
Lo hago repetitivamente muchísimas veces. Muchas veces antes de salir. Para que cuando lo hago, lo expreso, ya tiene una naturalidad y lo hago como estar en casa, ¿no?
Para que cuando lo hago, again she uses lo hago, I do them. Para que, so that, cuando lo hago, when I do my steps, lo expreso, ya tiene una naturalidad. So she expresses them, ya tiene, they already have a sense of naturalness about them. Y lo hago como estar en casa. And she does them como estar en casa, as if she was at home. So they just feel so natural to her, as if she was dancing at home, and that's how she feels after practicing her steps many times.
Para que cuando lo hago, lo expreso, ya tiene una naturalidad y lo hago como estar en casa, ¿no? También es muy raro que salga del teatro, entro a las 10 del teatro y hasta la función yo no salgo.
También es muy raro que salga del teatro. So también meaning also. She's saying it's very rare que salga, that she leaves. Salga coming from salir, to leave, to go out, to come out, del teatro. So it's very rare that she leaves the theater. Entro hacia el teatro. She enters the theater. I'm not sure what el teatro means. El means sky or heaven. So this might be a term of endearment she's using to talk about the theatre that she's going into, how she feels about it. Not even my dad was sure what that meant. He hadn't really heard of it either. So that's what I figured out it meant. Y hasta la función yo no salgo. And she says, until the show, the función, which is the function or the performance, yo no salgo. She doesn't leave the theatre. So when she goes in, she's there till after the show is done.
También es muy raro que salga del teatro, entro a las 10 del teatro y hasta la función yo no salgo. Se van todos a comer, yo no salgo, estoy tendida en el suelo del escenario.
Se van todos a comer, yo no salgo. So she's saying everyone goes out to eat. Se van, they go. Todos, everybody, a comer, to eat. Y yo no salgo. She doesn't go. Instead, estoy tendida en el suelo del escenario. I had to check out on this one too with my dad. Tendida means lying down. I wasn't sure I understood it correctly, but she's saying she lies down on the floor of the stage.
Se van todos a comer, yo no salgo, estoy tendida en el suelo del escenario. Todo es sentir mi hábitat, para cuando baile sentir ese lugar como tu casa.
Todo es sentir mi hábitat. Todo es meaning all of this. Sentir meaning to feel. All of this, so I feel like it's my home, mi hábitat, or my space, my environment. Todo es sentir mi hábitat. So that's what I'm getting from that phrase, is that she's lying on the floor, she's going into the theatre, she's not leaving till after the show, she's doing it all so she can feel at home in the environment. Para cuando baile, sentir ese lugar como tu casa. Para cuando baile, so that when you dance or I dance, sentir meaning to feel, ese lugar, this place, como tu casa, feels like home, como tu casa. I have to say I really like this idea of allowing the space to feel like your home wherever you go to perform. And I'm going to be using some of these tips the next time I go out to perform, and if I'm feeling nervous, I'm going to try and make the space feel like my own.
Todo es sentir mi hábitat, para cuando bailes sentir ese lugar como tu casa.
¿Hay algún sitio donde tú hayas bailado que hayas sentido algo especial, algo superior?
Now the interviewer is asking la Lupi, ¿hay algún sitio donde tú hayas bailado? ¿Hay algún sitio meaning, is there any place? Algún, that can mean some or any. Sitio meaning place, location, space. Donde tú hayas bailado, where you have danced. Que hayas sentido algo especial, algo superior. Where you have felt, sentido, coming again from sentir, to feel. Hayas sentido, you have felt. Algo especial, algo meaning something, anything, especial, special. And superior, superior, top, better, best. So are there any places where you have danced that you have felt a bit better? Have you felt good?
¿Hay algún sitio donde tú hayas bailado que hayas sentido algo especial, algo superior?
Mira, ahora me ha pasado en Jerez.
¡Anda!
And La Lupi answers, mira, meaning look, but also yes. Ahora me ha pasado en Jerez. So ahora usually means now. She's saying, look, now that happened to me, me ha pasado en Jerez. And then the interviewer says, anda. So that can mean to go on, but in this context, it's probably like we would say, really, or, oh yeah, tell me more, something like that.
Mira, ahora me ha pasado en Jerez.
¡Anda!
Sí, fíjate, en el último festival de Jerez es la tercera vez que he ido.
La Lupi answers, sí, she has felt better in the past. Fíjate, that really just is meaning look at that or note that. So yes, or actually, I took it to mean as actually. Yes, actually. Sí, fíjate. En el último festival de Jerez, so at the last festival of Jerez. Es la tercera vez que he ido. Es la tercera meaning third, que he ido, that she has gone. So the third time she went to the festival of Jerez, she felt better.
Sí, fíjate, en el último festival de Jerez es la tercera vez que he ido y las dos primeras no las disfruté. Absolutamente no disfruté nada.
Y las dos primeras no las disfruté. Las dos usually means both. So what she's referring to here, primeras meaning first, so she's referring to the first two times that she went to Jerez. No las disfruté. Disfruté meaning I enjoyed. If she said no las disfruté, she did not enjoy them. So disfrutar meaning to enjoy, that's where that verb comes from. And then she emphasizes absolutamente no disfruté nada. So absolutamente, absolutely, no disfruté, she did not enjoy it, nada, not at all.
Y las dos primeras no las disfruté. Absolutamente no disfruté nada. Me pudo la responsabilidad y el miedo. Y esta vez estaba súper feliz.
Me pudo. That actually literally translates to I could, but in this context it actually means overcome. So she's saying me pudo la responsabilidad. She was overcome by the responsibility y el miedo and the fear. Y esta vez, and this time, estaba súper feliz. So the third time, she was super happy. I was súper feliz, super happy.
Me pudo la responsabilidad y el miedo. Y esta vez estaba súper feliz. Comí al mediodía, que nunca como. Se sorprendieron todos.
I love where this story is going. She says, comía al mediodía. She ate at noon. Y nunca como, which she never usually does. Nunca como really translates to I never eat, but I don't think that is true. I'm pretty sure she does eat, but she's just saying when it comes to the shows, she would not normally go out to eat beforehand. And this time she did. Se sorprendieron todo. Sorprendieron means they were surprised, coming from the verb sorprender. So she's saying everyone was really surprised that she actually went out to eat.
comí al mediodía, que nunca como, se sorprendieron todos, me empoderé antes de salir y disfruté muchísimo. Y digo, yo no sé cómo se ve desde fuera, pero
And here is where La Lupi lets us know how her mindset changed. She says, me empoderé antes de salir. Empoderé means I empowered myself. Well, me empoderé, coming from the verb empoderar, meaning to empower. Antes de salir, before going out on stage, she's given herself a little pep talk, improved her mindset. She says, y disfruté muchísimo. So this time, disfruté, she enjoyed it muchísimo, very much. Y digo, yo no sé cómo se ve desde fuera, pero, and she said, y digo, no sé, I don't know cómo se ve, which is how it looks, desde fuera, from the outside. So she's saying she's not thinking about how other people are perceiving her, what they're thinking of her dancing now.
me empoderé antes de salir y disfruté muchísimo. Y digo, yo no sé cómo se ve desde fuera, pero hoy me voy a dar permiso de ser feliz bailando. Y me sentí muy bien.
La Lupi says, hoy me voy a dar permiso. Today, I'm giving myself permission. Permiso, meaning to permit. De ser feliz bailando. So we know feliz is happy, bailando is dancing, so she's giving herself permission to be happy with her dancing. Y me sentí muy bien. Sentir meaning to feel. When she says me sentí, I felt really good. Muy bien, very good.
Hoy me voy a dar permiso de ser feliz bailando. Y me sentí muy bien. Fui, por fin, ya estoy con la edad, ¿eh?
Hombre.
Ya va diciendo, mira, tú estás ahí para verme. Pues si te gustó bien, si no te gustó, pues también.
La Lupi says, fui por fin, which means finally. Ya estoy con la edad. Edad means age, in years or time. Con la edad means with age. So she's saying, finally, I'm old enough. Finally, I've got to the point in my life where I'm not caring as much what other people are thinking about me. I care more about what I think about myself. And I can relate to that. Ya va diciendo, that's maybe a bit colloquial. I think she's saying hey, mira, hey, so look, hey, tú estás ahí para verme. You're here to see me. Si te gustó bien, if you like it, great. Si no te gustó, if you don't like it, pues también. That is also great. So she's at a place in her life now where she's happy either way, and I love that for her, and I love that I'm also of a similar age to La Lupi, and I can totally relate.
Fui, por fin, ya estoy con la edad, ¿eh?
Hombre.
Ya va diciendo, mira, tú estás ahí para verme. Pues si te gustó bien, si no te gustó, pues también.
I hope you enjoyed this little inspirational clip from La Lupi and Podcast Benéfico. If you want to know more about the Spanish words and translations, there will be a link in the description. I've put a PDF together with the translation, so you can click on that link to download it and learn more Spanish words if that's something you're interested in. And now let's take a look at the clip in full with the Spanish subtitles along with the English translation from start to finish.
Porque yo me pongo muy nerviosa. Yo
Madre
antes de
mía.
salir ya estoy aprendiéndolo, ¿no? A organizar, yo organizo mis propias energías, mis miedos, pero me pongo nerviosa.
¿Tienes algún ritual así, algo que siempre haces cuando vas a salir en alguna actuación, algún concierto, en algo que tú dices, yo tengo que hacer esto y lo tengo que hacer bien? ¿Hay algo que te dé seguridad?
Bueno, respiro, me tranquilizo y el movimiento con el que inicio lo hago repetitivamente muchísimas veces. Muchas veces antes de salir. Para que cuando lo hago, lo expreso, ya tiene una naturalidad y lo hago como estar en casa, ¿no? También es muy raro que salga del teatro, entro a las 10 del teatro y hasta la función yo no salgo, se van todos a comer, yo no salgo, estoy tendida en el suelo del escenario. Todo es sentir mi hábitat, para cuando baile sentir ese lugar como tu casa.
¿Hay algún sitio donde tú hayas bailado que hayas sentido algo especial, algo superior?
Mira, ahora me ha pasado en Jerez.
Anda.
Sí, fíjate, en el último festival de Jerez es la tercera vez que he ido y las 2 primeras no las disfruté. Absolutamente no disfruté nada. Me pudo la responsabilidad y el miedo. Y esta vez estaba súper feliz, comí al mediodía, que nunca como, se sorprendieron todos, me empoderé antes de salir y disfruté muchísimo. Y digo, yo no sé cómo se ve desde fuera, pero hoy me voy a dar el permiso de ser feliz bailando. Y me sentí muy bien. Fui, por fin, ya estoy con la edad, ¿eh?
Hombre.
Ya va diciendo, mira, tú estás ahí para verme. Pues si te gustó bien, si no te gustó, pues también.
I hope you enjoyed this video, which was a little bit different to my usual. If you are interested in learning how to speak a little bit of Spanish or just even to understand a little bit more so we can know what our famous flamenco dancers in Spain are talking about, I will come back with some more videos like this. I just want to share with you some of the inspirational clips that I find online when it comes to some of my favorite flamenco dancers. If you like this video, please give it a nice thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you either want to learn how to dance flamenco or you'd like to see a few more of these inspirational video clips teaching you a little bit of Spanish along the way, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!